Welcome back to my channel Lomzy Sews. In today's sewing tutorial, I'll be sharing with you guys how to cut and sew this stylish luxury bubu gown with v-neck design. If that's what you're looking for, then continue watching till the end. To sew this, I have 2.5 yards of African fabric. As you can see, you can use crepe to do this, you can use chiffon, you can use duchess, you can use mikado fabric to make this. For the v-neck design on the dress, I'll be using this fabric. Is a sample fabric. It's like sequence fabric. Is a sample fabric anyway. So this is what I'm going to use for mine. If you have an applique that is straight and the design is straight, you can use it, but I'll be using this fabric. And for the fringe that they use for the dress, I'll be using net in place of fringe for mine. Fringe are very expensive for me to afford now. If you're using fringe, you will need like 3 to 4 yards, and a yard is like 3,000 for now. So as you can see, my fabric is small. If you fold 2.5 inches into 4, you should have like 22.5 inches, but mine is not up to 22.5 inches, as you can see. So I'm going to show you what you're going to do on a pattern paper. I will not cut on fabric, because if I use this on my fabric, you will be misled. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do if you're using your 2.5 yards. So after folding your 2.5 yards into 2, the first thing you're going to do is to draw a line where you're going to start from. That line will also help you to have sewing allowance for the shoulder. So from here, you're going to get the length of your dress. So what you're going to do is the length of the fringe, whatever the length of the fringe is, you're going to minus the total length of your dress from it. So if your length of dress is to be 60 inches, if your fringe is 20 inches or 25, so you're going to minus how many inches your fringe is from this 60. So let's say the fringe length is 20 and you minus it, and you're going to get 40 inches. So from here to here, you're going to get 40 inches plus 1 inch for hemming allowance. You know, you already have ½ inch up here for the sewing allowance. So we're going to get from here to here your length, your dress length plus, so let me just take it to be here, your dress length plus sewing allowance of 1 inch. So this will be for your dress length. The next thing, remember, from here to here is like 22.5, right? So we're going to cut the main bodice. Now first, you're going to get from here to here the neckline. You're going to make it 3 inches, and then the neck depth, you're going to make it 1 inch, and you connect this like this. And then for the front neck depth, you're going to come down 4 inches and you mark it, and you're going to connect it like this. Next, we're going to do our shoulder sloping. For you to do that, you're going to divide your shoulder divided by 2. Whatever you have gotten, you're going to impute it here. So for mine is 8.5, I will impute it here, and I will drop it down here for like 1 inch, and then I'm going to connect it like this. So guys, you're going to extend this line down to the sleeve. So you draw it like this and extend it to the sleeve length, as you can see. Next, I'm going to draw the sleeve opening. So from here, you're going to mark 12 inches, and then you're going to square it in for like 4 inches. So from here, you come in like 4 inches, and then you are going to mark this straight down. So from this, whatever you have here, which is 4 inches, take it down to the hemline. This will help the dress to relax properly when you're sewing the sleeve. So next thing we're going to do now is for us to make a curve here. So you're just going to make a curve here so you don't have a sharp edge, and then you're going to come in 1 inch here, 1.5 inches, and you're going to slant it like this. This will make the sleeve to relax properly. Guys, we're almost done. Next thing you will do is you're going to add ½ inch shoulder, ½ inch sewing allowance on the shoulder. Don't forget that. So you're going to connect the neckline back to the sewing allowance, as you can see. So that is it for the dress. We'll go ahead and sew this. To sew this, first I'm going to be starting with the placket. I can't draw on my fabric with marker, neither can you see my pencil, so I'm going to show you what I have done on the pattern paper. So what you're going to do, you're going to decide the length of the placket So from the neckline depth, you're going to decide either 7 inches or 6 inches. So I'll mark it here, and you're going to come in like ½ inch for the placket. So from here you come in ½ inch. I'll go ahead and mark the ½ inch here like this. I'll connect it up so that you will see what I'm doing. So you're going to come in here to make a Y here. Let me show you what I mean on my fabric. So that's what I have marked on my fabric, as you can see. You can see mine. Yes, I will not use marker for mine because I want my lines to be precise. So I'll go ahead and cut this line like this, and also cut the Y. So I should have something that will look like this. Can you see? This is the easiest method I like to use. So the next thing you do is that you're going to cut a placket that is 1½ inches, and you're going to fold one end in. I have folded in 0.25 inch inside like this. So this is how it's going to be. So I'm going to go to my machine now. First of all, so right side facing together, I will sew this like this. You sew it straight like this, keeping the front neckline. You're going to make sure it's straight like this, and you're going to place this like this, and you're going to sew ½ inch inside. So I will do that and show you the next thing to do. So this is it after sewing it. Can you see? This is it after sewing it. Make sure when you're sewing it you have excess on this side of the neckline. So after sewing it like this, the next thing I will do is to notch this place, the placket also. I'll notch it to the end of where I have sewn. So you notch it to that place. And then you're going to also go, you can iron this in or you can just sew it like that. So you're going to place this like this. Fold it the other side, making sure all these things goes inside. Guys, this is the easiest way to make this, but because I'm explaining it and it's your first time, it might look hard. So this is it like this. You're going to go to your machine now and you're going to sew inside here like a stitch in the ditch. You guys know how I do it on this channel. So I'll go ahead and stitch that down. So this is it after sewing it. Can you see? This is the back and this is the front. So just see what I'm going to do now. This is giving it to just, slide into it. So you just place this like this and place the other one on top of it. Can you guys see? Yeah. Place the other one on top of it and you have a triangle there. So you're just going to go to your machine now, sew here, sew the triangle like this, and like that. So I'll go and do that and we'll continue with the sewing. As this is it after sewing it, I'll go ahead and make this, continue the neckline like that. So guys, the next thing we have to do is the V here, or you can make it a curved one like this. Guys, this is what I'm going to use. And I have cut it from here to here is 5 inches, as you can see, and the length is 60 inches. So this is from here to here is 5 inches, as you can see, and the length is 60 inches. So I'm going to fold this into two like this, right side facing together. So here I'm going to make a V, something like a V like this. So this is the midpoint like this. I'm going to make a V here. So I don't want it too deep. I'll just come like this and like this. So I'll go to my machine now, sew here and here. So this is it after sewing it. I don't know if you can see it, but let me just go ahead and cut this out. So this is it like this. So I'll go ahead and close this like this. I should have a V. That looks like this. Can you see? So guys, if you're to use your embellishment that is a lace, you don't need to do anything to the side. Just what you need to do is you do it like this and place the pattern on your fabric and you sew it. That's it. But for me, I'm going to go further because I don't want these raw edges to show. So I'm going to place this like this. I've already made a crease where the center of my dress is. So I'm going to place this at the center like this. After placing it like this, I'll go ahead and pin it down. So I will use this ribbon to finish the edges. So I'm going to go on to my machine now, place it like this, sew it, and I'm going to, when I get to the V neck, the V here, I'm going to turn it over like this and finish it up like that. I hope you can see what I have done. Make sure this closes the edges. So I'll go to my machine and sew this down now and come back to you. This is it after sewing it. As you can see how the V neckline is. So guys, the next thing you have to do now is to close the neckline. So you can decide to make a facing for this, or you can decide to use bias to sew this. For me, I'm going to use bias to sew it. I think you guys have seen that my fabric wasn't enough. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to place the shoulder right side facing together, and I'll sew it here and also sew there. Once I'm done sewing that place, I'll also go ahead and close the side seam. So this is it after sewing it. As you can see, I've gone ahead and also closed the side seam and the shoulder line, and I've also used bias, as I told you guys, and binded the neckline. So the next thing we're going to do now is to hem the sleeve, the round sleeve. So I have here my fabric I'm going to use this crepe fabric. You can use a crepe fabric, or you can use Ankara fabric. You can also interface it if you want to, but I don't want to interface it because I want to fold mine into two. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this like this, and I'm going to sew it round. When I get to the end, I will tell you what to do. So this is it after sewing it. So the next thing I will do is to close this place. So I make sure I left like 1/2 inch on this side and 1/2 inch on this side, as you can see. So I'll go like this, place it together, and sew the 1/2 inch away. So this is it after sewing it. So the next thing I will do now, I'm going to fold this like this. Can you see? And I'll fold it in again like that, and I'm going to sew it round. So this is it after sewing it, as you can see. The next thing we'll do is to go over to the hemline. We're going to attach either the fringe that you have made, or if you're using tulle nets like me, you're going to attach it now. So I'm going to cut out the tulle net to be the remaining part of the length of the remaining part of the dress. So here I have my net cut into 20 inches because that's the remaining length of the net that I need to attach. Remember, the net I'm using is 7 yards, so I cut them into 20 inches. I'm going to gather it. As you can see, I've gone ahead and gathered this. So the next thing I'm going to do is to attach it to the lower part. So I'll go to my machine now, and I'm going to place it right side facing together. Place it right side facing together, and I'm going to sew it. So this is it after sewing it. Can you see how it's looking? Yeah. So guys, we have come to the end of today's sewing tutorial. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.
So many times that I miss you. I know how to call when I want to. Now you got way bigger issues.